One Ravager aboard had never turned on Yondu, a loyal soul named Kraglin, and with Baby Groot's help, he slipped them the one weapon that could turn the whole ship. Yondu's arrow answered to a whistle, and once it was in the air, the mutiny was over in the time it took him to walk the corridors. With his ship his own again, Yondu set course for Ego's planet, Rocket and Groot and Kraglin beside him, while far ahead of them, Nebula was already burning toward the same world, hunting the sister she had left drifting in space. The fight the sisters finally had was the one their whole childhood had been building toward, and when Gamora had Nebula beaten and spared her anyway, the truth underneath came out. Every time they had sparred as girls, Thanos had punished the loser, and the loser was always Nebula. And his punishment was to pull a piece out of her and replace it with machine. The woman was a ledger of every match her sister ever won. Gamora had wanted to win. Nebula had only ever wanted a sister. And it was together, half reconciled in the dust, that the two of them fell into the caverns under Ego's paradise and found what the garden was growing on. Bones. Small ones. Thousands of them. Because Peter was not the first child Ego had collected, only the first who worked. The plan we have known about since 1980 finally said its name out loud. The expansion. Ego had seeded thousands of worlds with pieces of himself, and to wake them all, he needed a second Celestial's power feeding the system. So he had fathered children across the galaxy, paid Yondu to deliver them, and disposed of every single one who could not hold the light. Peter could. His father did not want a son. He wanted a power source, though for a while he dressed it up as something warmer, because Ego truly wanted Peter to say yes, to stand beside him as a god, and choose to remake the universe together. He offered Peter eternity, a throne, a father. All of it, if the boy would only want the same thing he did. And Peter, standing in paradise beside the father he had wished for his whole life, was tempted. What broke the spell was a confession Ego could not resist making. He admitted that the sickness which took Meredith Quill had been his own doing, a tumor he placed in her skull because he loved her enough to fear she would tie him to Earth. Peter heard the man offering him the universe confess to ending his mother, and he turned his weapons on his own father. Whatever the light was worth, he was his mother's son first, so Ego stopped asking. He no longer needed Peter willing. The planet itself rose up and seized him, restraints of living matter growing around his body and locking his hands into the glowing core, turning the sun into a conduit